Hey everyone, today we are talking about the top 5 reasons that maybe you should not move to Maryland, and we're getting started right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things living in Maryland. So if that's the kind of information you're looking for, make sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of our new weekly videos. And today we're talking about the top 5 reasons maybe you should not move to Maryland, and let's jump right into it right now. Okay, number 1 is going to be traffic. So Maryland definitely has some traffic that you want to be aware of. We have 2 beltways here in Maryland. So DC's beltway, which is 495 from Maryland down through Virginia. So that's going to be the worst one of the 2. And then Baltimore's is 695, which circles Baltimore City. So DC is definitely going to have a lot more traffic. That's something you want to be aware of. It's really kind of around the clock. So it's tough to say exactly when it's going to have the height of its traffic, but it just seems to kind of always be moving fairly slowly. And the reason for that is the parts of Maryland surrounding DC are Montgomery County and Prince George's County. So Montgomery County has a little over 1 million people. Prince George's has just about 1 million people. And then if we look at DC's population, they're approaching pretty quickly around 700,000 people. So in Montgomery County and Prince George's County, you have almost 2 million people, which is a third of Maryland's population right there in 2 counties. And that's going to be a huge reason why you see so much traffic, so much activity down on that beltway and down in those areas surrounding DC. So other highways you want to be aware of: 95, 295, 29. They cut and run north-south from DC up towards Baltimore and even into Baltimore. 295 is something you want to be a little more aware of, and I even like to try to avoid it. A lot of it is 2 lanes, as well as 29, 2 lanes, and then you have a lot more lights on the southern part of 29 as it approaches DC. 95 has 4 to 5 lanes. So that's kind of where I like to be because it's got a lot less opportunity for backing up and traffic just for things like fender bender or, you know, a cop pulling someone over on the side, where you're going to see a lot more of that on 295 just because there's only the 2 lanes. Now, Baltimore's beltway, 695, definitely not as bad as DC's beltway, but you're still going to see a good amount of traffic. But this is going to be more tailored around your drive times, your rush hours, and stuff like that. The northern and southern parts, you're going to see the most traffic as well. Those are the areas that tend to bottleneck more in and around 95 as the beltway approaches that highway there. So something you want to be aware of. Also, 695 is just notorious. It seems like they're always doing construction, working on something. So that is also another source of the traffic on Baltimore's beltway. Another side note, especially as you get into the city, you just want to be aware of the excessive amounts of potholes in Baltimore City. That's something that I'm always trying to pay attention to. People probably think I'm crazy driving behind me because I've kind of learned a lot of them and I'm swerving them and avoiding them there. So that's something you want to just pay attention to as well. Number 2 is taxes, and that is something that we have a good amount of here in Maryland. So the number 1 thing that you're going to notice is our income tax here in Maryland, and we get it in 2 different ways. At the state level, 5.75%. Almost all of us, if you're over like a very minimal annual income. And then at the county level, so depending on the county you live in, they're going to assess a local income tax that's paid along with your state income tax. Most of us are around the 3% range. So it ranges from 2.25% up to 3.2% depending on the county that you live in. So, you want to probably expect to be around the 8-9% income tax range here in the state of Maryland. In Maryland, our sales tax rate here is 6%. And then you're not hit locally for any additional sales tax. I know that in some other states that I've seen, the state imposes a state sales tax, and then depending on the county that you're in, hits you with an additional tax there. But it's just one single flat 6% tax here in Maryland on everything you purchase, except for groceries. Number 3 is going to be the high cost of living that comes with living here in Maryland. So with having DC close, Baltimore close, there's a lot of job opportunities that come with having them so close, but also that comes with high cost of living, and you are going to see that here in Maryland. So the national average of purchasing a home in the states, you're going to see, depending on the site you look at, is around $250 to $270, somewhere in that range. Maryland is going to be significantly higher. The average cost of a home here in Maryland is just about $375,000, but that really doesn't kind of paint the entire picture for here in Maryland, just because there are so many different parts of Maryland that range in pricing. So if you are around the DC market, like Montgomery County, for example, is going to be probably around $450,000, and even parts within Montgomery County are going to be significantly higher than that. As you get to Baltimore, you're going to see that average drop even a little bit. Like Baltimore counties is closer to high 2s, low 3s. So that's what you can expect for if you're looking to purchase a home here in the state of Maryland. If you are looking to rent here in Maryland, the average cost of renting a home is around $2,100. If you are looking for a 1-bedroom condo, if that would work for you, you can expect that to be in the $1,400 to $1,500 range, which would be a 1-bed, 1 to 1.5 baths. Okay, number 4 is going to be the schools here in Maryland. And the only reason I say this, because we are ranked number 4th as far as best in the country when it comes to public education. However, less than a decade ago, Maryland was number 1 for 5 years straight. So just based on the trajectory of us heading down is the only reason why I mention this. Overall within the country, Maryland is still great when it comes to public education. So that's just something you want to research. It can, vary a lot within the state. So Montgomery County is going to have great schools. Howard County is very much known for its great schools, well-funded. Those 2 areas in particular are going to have some of the top schools in the state. Let me know if you have any questions on that. I can send you a great website, a great resource to check out every zip code, check out every neighborhood, and see exactly how the schools are in the area that you're looking at. Also, great thing about Maryland is they have a lot of different charter schools, lots of different private schools, so there are options if you are looking for or wanting to look outside of public schools. Okay, last but not least is the weather here in Maryland. Now, I came from Southern California, so for me, the weather was definitely a con. It was something I had to adjust to and prepare for. But overall, Maryland's weather is pretty mild. Great thing is we do get all 4 seasons, so fall, spring are beautiful. Just wish they lasted longer. It is gonna get pretty cold here. Our winters, especially January, February, March, it is gonna get down, most days into the 30s, 40s, and then the nights will drop into the 20s and sometimes high teens, but that's pretty rare for it to get that cold, and those are usually just kind of individual days. It normally does not last for a long stretch of time. The snow that we do get does not tend to stick around very long. It just doesn't typically stay below 32 for long periods of time. So the snow that we get usually will last for, a day, 2, 3 max before it kind of melts away and is gone. So we are going to get some cold days, so that's something that you want to be prepared for. If you're not from a state that gets snow, you are going to want to expect a few snow days each year. And in Maryland, it's really more related to ice, more so than snow. So there's a lot of days where it's just kind of hovering around, low 30s, 32, where that rain is kind of turning into ice, and the schools just do not take any chances out here. They are very conservative when it comes to that. And if there's any kind of ice in the forecast or that's coming, a lot of times they're going to cancel school that day. And when it comes to rain and snow, Maryland averages about 60 inches of precipitation each year. The national average is about 30. So we do get more, and that is something that you want to be prepared for. We do have a decent amount of rain, decent amount of cloudy days and things like that. So that's something that you just have to expect coming here to this area. All right, everyone, those are the top 5 reasons not to move to Maryland. However, there are plenty of reasons that you will love Maryland, and check out some of my other videos to see those reasons, and we'll see you in the next video.